There we go. Superman is in the building. Da, 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 da. Who remembers Kenny Smith from the the slam dunk contest that one year? God, what an awful call. I mean, when they nailed it with the Vince Carter thing, boy, did they blow it with the Dwight Howard Superman. Da, 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 da. Whatever the heck that was. So Aaron Gordon requested a trade last night from the Orlando Magic, and I actually have a good friend. His name is Nicholas Mull, and he's a lifelong Orlando Magic fan. And I just feel bad for the guy. With cookie crumbs on your shirt, shut the hell up. We're pulling for Markelle Fultz. I mean, he goes down again with an injury. Jonathan Isaac's apparently done for the year, a budding star from Florida State. He was a freak at Florida State. I think he can be really good in the NBA. But this all goes back. So I was looking at it today. Are the Orlando Magic cursed? Because obviously the LA Lakers cleared their books like summer of 2010 style when the Miami Heat landed the big three, the Heatles, if you will. The Los Angeles Lakers cleared their books aside from like Rick Fox and someone else, and they went after Shaq, and it just doesn't seem like the Orlando Magic have ever really recovered. The Lakers, obviously, they like, okay, we'll start with Shaq, and we'll take the 3 championships that come with that. And the Orlando Magic, I mean, Tracy McGrady leads the league in scoring. They think they might get Tim Duncan at one point. That doesn't happen. They had Doc Rivers as a coach. Grant Hill, though, this is from the most trusted source, Wikipedia. After the first 6 seasons of his career, all spent with the Detroit Pistons, before an ankle injury, Grant Hill had amassed a total of nearly 10,000 points, 3,500 rebounds, and over 2,500 assists. Oscar Robertson, and it's not Oscar Robinson or Robson. It's Oscar Robertson. Put some respect on his name. Oscar Robertson, Larry Bird, and LeBron James are the only 3 players in league history to eclipse these numbers after their first 6 seasons. So yeah, Grant Hill could have been an all-time player for the Magic, but he was just hurt, and that team blows up. And then we get to what we're talking about more today. Obviously the Dwight, what is it called? I don't even know what I named this video. I actually found that today. Oh my gosh, whatever. The Dwight Mare. Yeah, the Dwight Mare. Obviously that's why I wanted to do this video. That's what all of last night reminded me of. Watching the Aaron Gordon press conference just reminded me so much. I mean, not the crazy thing that happened where not only did Dwight Howard, not only was he wanting a trade, but he was wanting his coach fired. All this stuff with Stan Van Gundy. Like, I mean, that was an all-time press conference. It wasn't like that. That's not what I mean. It's just that the way that it just seems like, is this really happening to the Orlando Magic again? I mean, no, Aaron Gordon is not Dwight Howard. And really, again, show some respect. Put some respect on Dwight Howard's name. He was the best center of his era. Like, he was the only center of his era, really, honestly. And then thank God we got guys like Joker, and it seems like there is more centers, Joel Embiid. But, I mean, Dwight Howard was the guy for the 2010s. It's just – so, no, Aaron Gordon is not Dwight Howard. Don't get me wrong. But Aaron Gordon was actually evolving as a player. He's the second highest paid Orlando Magic. He makes $20 million a year. I'm sorry. And I'm just going to say this, and I don't want to be rude, and I'm sure he's a wonderful guy, and don't disrespect him or his family, but Evan Fournier, get out of here. Like, why are you wasting your time with Evan Fournier? Like, this team should be being built around Nikola Vucevic and Aaron Gordon. Like, what a front line. But they've screwed that up so bad and in so many ways that Aaron Gordon, they were trying to utilize his athleticism. They were playing him at the 3. And you just look at his growth as a player. he goes from 5 points his rookie year to 9 points his sophomore year, if you will, to 13 points. And then by his fourth year in the league, he's averaging 17.5 points with 8 rebounds and 2.5 assists, a steal, and almost a block. So again, 17.5 points, 8 rebounds, 2.5 steals, 2.5 assists, a block, and a steal. Well, that's a dang good player. That is an absolutely really good NBA player. And we saw, really what his ceiling could be in those dunk contests. Like, and speaking of Kenny Smith, speaking of that comment, I love the All-Star Weekend commentary. I didn't get a chance to watch it this year because it just seemed like, okay, they're throwing the dunk contest in the middle of the All-Star game, which the All-Star game sucks. That's the one part about All-Star Weekend I don't actually like. And of course, that was the part they forced all the players into actually partaking in. Like Kenny Smith said it in that one dunk contest, like or maybe it was Charles Barkley actually. Like, we're not seeing this. Like, where was this guy at Arizona? Like, where was this guy down in Orlando? I mean, that was that guy's ceiling. He has the potential, in my opinion, to be a superstar. It's just like, why didn't he reach the level of, say, like a Blake Griffin? Like, there's no real reason why he didn't reach the heights of, say, even a Blake Griffin. Like, and I know Blake Griffin, we think of Blake Griffin now as something, again, what Blake Griffin was a very good basketball player. My father was even saying now is something, again, what Blake Griffin was a very good basketball player. My father was even saying he never lived up to the hype. I think he did. Maybe it was more short-lived than people expected because, we got to see his ceiling in the All-Star or in the slam dunk contest, but more importantly, I mean, come on. Blake Griffin was a stud. If you go back and look at some of Blake Griffin's numbers too, I mean, they're ridiculous. I mean, he was a big man that could have the ball at the top of the key, and if he wasn't breaking the guy down and getting past him and just dunking all over him, he wasn't really pulling up like he was in Detroit. Like, he would distribute the basketball. One of the best things Blake Griffin would do is he would do that move where he'd spin, like, right around the free throw line. He starts spinning. It looks like he's going to go up for a layup or obviously cram on somebody, but instead he would kick it out. And Blake Griffin had some really good numbers. And then he ended up, even in Detroit, first off, he's on the all-time Detroit Pistons in NBA 2K21. I'm sorry. And I was just about to say, he ended up making like not a second, I think it was a third team All-NBA for the Detroit Pistons. He did have that one very good year. I think he was an all-star, but yeah, he's not all-time Piston. But geez Louise. I just feel like the Orlando Magic, like, what's going to happen with them? Like, are we really talking them blowing it up again or something? Like I said, like, we're cheering for Markelle Fultz, but I don't know what you can expect from him. Jonathan Isaac, now he has early injury history in his career. Where does this team go? Apparently Fournier is on the block along with Aaron Gordon. So I'm just confused. In the comment section, where does Orlando Magic go from here? I just don't understand why they're giving up. And that's the thing too. When you think of Aaron Gordon, like, those dunk contest memories are starting to sort of, the years are growing, and it's like, how old is he now? Like, he's got to be getting up there in age because that was a while ago, right? Like, doesn't seem like maybe just yesterday anymore. I remember I had just gone back and watched that dunk contest probably a few months ago, and I had already done that before, like, in years past. So I know, like, how old is this guy? He's 25. Aaron Gordon was born in 1995 in San Jose, California. September 16th, 1995. He's 25 and a half years old. I mean, holy crap, this guy's not even on the back nine of his 20s yet. So he's 6'8", 235, a complete and utter freak. His career averages are 13 points, 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. This season, he's actually averaging more rebounds, 6.6, 4.3 6.6 rebounds, 4.3 assists. He's almost doubled his assist output. He's scoring more. I mean, for his career average, but no, clearly his scoring's gone down. That was something else I was gonna say. So by year 4, he's doing all this stuff, right? His numbers have gone down. They went down in 18-19. They went down again in 19-20, and they're sort of now like stabilizing themselves. He has become more of a distributor, a la Blake Griffin. Like I do see a Blake Griffin, and he's only 25, and he hasn't really. I mean, let's look at his games. I mean, in 17-18 when he peaked, when he was having those years where he was progressing. In 17-18 at age 22, he played in a career low 58 games. So he probably did have an injury or two there, but that was when he was playing through it. He had his best year. It was the next year he played 78. He started 78 games, played 34 minutes a night, and his numbers just went down. So something's in the water in Orlando. Apparently, Orlando has hard water. Look that up. Dan Le Batard show archives or something, or just actually look it up. But yeah, I can't quite figure out why Orlando I don't know what's happened. Like they should be a good basketball team. Like they drafted right, like Aaron Gordon. Like I want to almost like they nailed that pick. Like when you lose a guy like Dwight Howard, and then comes Aaron Gordon, like yeah, it wasn't right away. Like with Dwight Howard, like Dwight Howard came out of high school, it might have taken him a year or something, but Dwight Howard. Did you guys know that Dwight Howard's an American professional basketball player? I wouldn't have guessed. Even look at that. Even Dwight Howard, yeah, he was probably producing at a higher clip. I mean, he was playing 37 minutes a night, played all 82, started 81, playing 37 minutes a night by his second year in the league. But it took Dwight Howard till year 4, and then he hit his peak. I mean, Aaron Gordon, but Dwight Howard's year 4, he plays and starts in all 82, plays 38 minutes a game. Aaron Gordon only played those 58 games. So maybe that hurt him a little bit, only playing those 58 games. But I just can't figure out why. And I was ripping Evan Fournier because what you're giving Aaron Gordon $20 million a year. Why is Evan Fournier ever considered an option offensively before Aaron Gordon? Like Aaron Gordon should have been the focus of that team. It just doesn't make any sense. And here I am. I'm wearing a Lauri Markkanen jersey, and that's another guy like where it looked like and then like what happened to his production? Like you should be building around that guy. And I don't know. The Bulls, I love Zach LaVine, but the Bulls gave Zach LaVine a bunch of money, and there was an absolute campaign. It was like Joey Harrington for the Heisman back in the day in like 2002 or whatever. I mean, they were all over the place trying to get Zach LaVine to the All-Star game. And honestly, it's embarrassing. As a Bulls fan, it's embarrassing. Hey, how about you just win some games? And I almost cursed there, but win some effing games. And then maybe then you get to the All-Star game. Who cares that you scored 20 whatever points? Jeremy Grant's putting up 23 points a night on 17 shots. Guess what? He plays on the Pistons. No one thought for a second he'd be an all-star. He's had this incredible leap as a player. One of my next videos will probably be on Jeremy Grant. I didn't do enough prep for this video. I mean, I'm just sort of hanging out with you guys, sort of looking up stuff. But now, I mean, God, the Chicago Bulls. Lauri Markkanen, why isn't he being built around? Why aren't your young guys being built around? And I get Zach LaVine's young, but you threw him a bunch of money and then tried to make him the star of this team. What team? This team is garbage. They're still not above 500. So then the Knicks, who have just – the Knicks don't have anything. The Knicks have stunk at drafting worse than the Bulls. But then what did the Knicks do? They get the Bulls' old coach and start winning games. I mean, and it's because – that coach taught defense, and he was a good coach, and now they have one exceptional player, and I'm sorry, I'm just having a moment here. Like, it's cathartic, like with these Bulls. Oh my gosh. Julius freaking Randle, man. That's who Larry Markin. Not that Larry Markin, they're not the same player, right? But like that's what he could be developing into if you. And I think the Bulls have hired terrible coaches ever since they let go of Tom Thibodeau. They've had just terrible coaches. You're not going to develop Larry Markin in that way. Apparently, Steve Clifford in Orlando didn't know how to develop Aaron Gordon. Let's just do it, man. Let's just swap them. Let's just swap Larry Markkinen for Aaron Gordon straight up and see what happens. Why? What else? What else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? So yeah, the Knicks are after what was this yesterday? Yep, the Knicks are now 500, 22-22. That's awesome. What are the Chicago Bulls? Oh, who else is on the Knicks these days? Derrick Rose. That'll be like an hour long. Like I might have to like light candles and stuff for that video. The Bulls play the Cavs today. I should actually watch that game. I will. I will do you guys a favor. I will sit down and for the first time in I can't tell you how long, I will attempt to watch a Bulls game. And I can't imagine what Orlando fans, what my friend Nick must go through. I mean, this is what it's like. I mean, the Bulls waited too long on Derrick Rose to get rid of him. They got young talent. They were like, oh no, we got to get a star. So instead of building around Larry Markkinen, they just screwed it up. Zach LaVine, I don't care. Zach LaVine will never be the best player on a good team. Zach LaVine will be probably not even the second best player on a good team. I think Zach LaVine should be a guy that cuts on the baseline to the basket, shoots corner threes. Him handling the ball and doing all this and just jacking from wherever, cool. The Bulls are 19-23. The Bulls are 19-23 in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah. No, I'm not in. Not sold. And I'm sorry, Magic fans. I'm sorry what they did to you. I really hope. Let's just, like I said, let's just do it. Aaron Gordon for Larry Markkinen straight up. And I think that's what they should do. Apparently the Bulls are looking at Lonzo Ball. I said it. Lonzo Ball? No. Give me Aaron Gordon. Yeah, clearly Larry Markkinen's not a fit in Chicago. Clearly Aaron Gordon isn't a fit in Orlando. He's not even playing his natural position anymore. He's playing small forward. Yeah, 6'8", 240-pound small forward. He's not LeBron James. He's a power forward. He needs to be rebounding. I mean, those 8 rebounds, that's just because he's that athletic. Imagine if he actually learned to rebound. The guy could easily average 10 rebounds a game. Oh, that was something else I wanted to tell you guys, the Orlando Magic fans. This is by far and away, like, the funniest thing I've probably ever seen. Orlando Magic Hall of Famers. First off, retired numbers, they have one, and it's 6 for the sixth man, 1989 to present. Sweet, dude. Sweet retired number. Basketball Hall of Famers, Dominique Wilkins played there 1 year, and it wasn't like his run with the Clippers where he put up freaking 29 points in 25 games. It was a forgettable tenure with the Orlando Magic. Patrick Ewing, 2001 to 2002. They retired. No, sorry, I was about to say they retired. Wait, they did. They retired Patrick Ewing's number 6. Oh my God, that's the only number retired in the history of Orlando Magic basketball. Is Patrick Ewing. Who'd have thunk it? So, Hall of Famers: Dominique Wilkins, 1999; Patrick Ewing, 2001 to 2002; Shaquille O'Neal, 92 to 96; Tracy McGrady, 2000 to 2004; and Grant Hill, 2000 to 2007. Grant Hill notoriously had a Dwightmare run, if you will, with the Orlando Magic. Tracy McGrady wanted out because, again, Grant Hill didn't work for them, and they missed out on Tim Duncan. Shaquille O'Neal left in free agency, and that's like really where like the troubles with this franchise all started. I do think Dwight Howard will make the NBA one day. LeBron James, 1,000%. It is political. That's why he has 4. When Kyle Kuzma says that it's political, and then that's why I want to catch my breath. It's political, and that's why LeBron only has 4 and not 10. Was that what he said? 10 or something? Kyle Kuzma, what are you talking about? It is political, and that's why LeBron has 4 instead of 2. There was a distinct time in my life where Dwight Howard was the MVP of the league and Carmelo Anthony was the MVP of the league. The last time that the Knicks were relevant, that was the year that Carmelo was the MVP, for reference. And I think it was either 2010 or something, the year where Dwight Howard took over the league and they went to the finals. Like, dude, how is he not the MVP? And you go back and look at the regular season numbers. Like, Carmelo, that was the year too where Carmelo bumped to the 4, he was rebounding the ball, had this ridiculously efficient offensive year, was awesome from 3. It's political. That's why LeBron James, he won his 4, like he won 4 in 5 years. I think the only guy to break up what would have been a politicized 5-year reign as MVP of the NBA was Derrick Rose. And I say it like that because I'm a real fan. I'm not here for this Zach LaVine garbage. Same way the Orlando Magic fans aren't here for this Evan Fournier garbage. Oh, he's a superstar. He's from France. He's an international guy. He's really not. Who cares? You know, good for him. He probably is a super smooth player and he has a nice shot. I just can't stand that. Like, that was a mistake. It was a mistake. I don't know how he got to Orlando. Clearly, if he was good. The Denver Nuggets are an awesome organization, one of the best organizations in sport. And honestly, if the Denver Nuggets Evan Fournier, clearly they weren't trying to build around this guy. So why were the Orlando Magic when they had a guy like Aaron Gordon in-house? It's a mistake. It's forever going to be something that they're going to look back on and regret. Yeah. And I know they had Frank Vogel, and then Frank Vogel goes and wins the championship with the Lakers because these are real teams, real organizations. Bulls, Magic, it's time to step up and be real organizations. In the 90s, you were 2 of the most popular teams. You had real players. And then you guys were bailed out because you guys had superstars like Derrick Rose and Dwight Howard. But what is going on? Get it together. Run your team right. Stop throwing money at shooting guards that aren't going to help you win. Like, I don't know. Like, when you can build a backcourt like Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, awesome. When you draft them like that and you have them on rookie deals and can keep drafting and building other guys around them, awesome. But why draft Aaron Gordon, see him make this ascent his first 4 years in the league, and then, like, man, I want to see how Evan Fournier, what he does for this team. Who cares? All right. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. There's no way I'll ever make a video this long again about such terrible stuff. It's just, a little bit of me sees obviously, when I look at the Magic, I see the Bulls. I just feel like I can relate. When you follow a crappy team and then crappy teams start doing crappy stuff, you're like, wow, I can relate to that. I wish other people didn't have to go through what I go through being a fan of a terrible team. And you are a terrible team, Chicago. I just want you to know. Like, this is really me telling you how I feel now. You're a terrible team. That's just all I have to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow with let's go for a positive video. This one kind of got off the rails on me. Let's go for a positive video tomorrow. Okay, guys? I'll talk to you later. Bye.